So I just rewatched the video by Sabonfu Some, Embracing Your Gifts. And honestly, I'm going to try and find a way to tie all of these subjects together, but I did find a lot of points that I actually really loved from it. She started off talking a lot about like our ancestry and our connections to our past and our relatives. Um, and I definitely know that I personally even get messages from relatives that have passed in day to day actions just to kind of like affirm that they're there or they're here for me. So that was really cool to hear her speak about that. But then I also thought about the learned conditioning that we have from that our grandparents, and our parents have from society that they then pass on to us. And then how a lot of the time we spend a lot of our life unlearning that. As well as healing past traumas or realizing what power can be gained from upsetting situations that may have happened. But on another note, she also spoke to adolescence being the beginning of sharing our gift. We've had enough with what the world is saying, and we want to just put out what we believe in and what we feel. And I personally totally related to that. I was definitely a super angsty teenager, and I definitely feel I did a lot of self exploration and feel like it's honestly currently still going on. But what I thought was interesting is she said instead of isolating ourselves, which is definitely something I still do and have done a lot in high school, very often they will sit right outside of the community so that the community can see them. And then somebody in the community will come and sit next to them. And if they don't speak, even to that one person who is trying to communicate and kind of calm them and try and like resolve the issue, they then have to go get more people from the village because it's an issue that is greater in the community that needs to be addressed. And I thought that that's something that we should learn from. I feel like personally, very often, rather than expressing to people that may not even know me that well, or I feel like they might not understand, I just isolate myself rather than putting myself out there and seeing that so many of us have such similar issues and problems going on for ourselves. And if we were more vulnerable about it, we would start to build a community of people who honestly we might not see even every day or interact with that often, but we know will still be there for us. So I thought that that was a really valid point, and that kind of, to me, connected with her saying that we should have connections that nourish who we are, not just people to sit there and gossip with or to fuck off with, so to speak. More people who literally are like nourishing and enriching our lives, not people that, as she also talked about, we feel like we need to be medicated around to be ourselves around. Like she talked a lot about like the sometimes honestly the mental illness in our society stems from people not being able to be like comfortable or feeling that they need to like numb who they truly are. And I felt like that related to having like ingenuine connections, and having our society kind of be living on that like barrier versus going deep within ourselves. And then lastly, since I'm running out of time, one of the best points that I thought she made, and is something that I'm hoping to make for myself as I wrote about in my like aha moment for my reflection for the class, was making a living versus living in purpose. So like instead of just having a job that's paying the bills, having a job that also honestly fulfills your soul, and that is totally possible and doable. It's honestly just finding the right tools to get there.